it's Robert from On My Turntable. Hope you're having a great morning this morning. It is Thursday morning, as always, coffee kind of morning. I want to continue my I Look At series. Having a lot of fun doing this. Hopefully it's going to do well. Another Canadian band. Yesterday I looked at the Guess Who. And today I'm going to be looking at one of my favorite bands, North American bands. Yes, they are Canadian, and that's amazing, but they are an international success, and that is Rush. So I will have a look at Rush and go from there. Before I do, please hit the like and subscribe button below so I can continue my I Look At series as well as my Albums to Discover series. It really means a lot to me, and your fine comments, your amazing comments, also I look forward to them, and I try to answer as many as possible. So thank you so much for that. So yes, Rush, great Canadian progressive rock band, formed way back in 1968 in Toronto, mainly consisting of Alex Lifeson on guitar, amazing underrated guitarist, bassist and vocalist Geddy Lee, and the remarkable drummer, sometimes known as the Professor, Neil Peart. Just remarkable trio. People couldn't believe that it was three guys making all this sound. They've toured with so many people. Kiss took them under their wings when they first started. I remember watching a documentary that Kiss was out partying and women all over the place, and the members of Rush were in their hotel room watching a hockey game. So very straight-laced guys, never in trouble. Yes, they dabbled in a bit of drugs here and there, but nothing outlandish. Very clean, I guess, record in their years together, and remarkable stuff. But some of you may not know that Alex Lifeson is the only original member in the band. Geddy Lee and Neil Peart came after, and I'll explain that in just a second here. So yeah, it was when Rush started out, it was Alex Lifeson on guitar, Jeff Jones on bass and vocals. Jeff Jones was the original singer, not necessarily songwriter, as John Rutsey, the original drummer, was the primary songwriter. Jeff Jones was replaced after their first performance, as he wanted to go to a party and he didn't want to go to the gig, so he was replaced. Geddy Lee came in. They were all classmates and went to the same school together. They knew each other, and he went on, though, to have a huge career as a gospel singer with the band Ocean, and they put out that big hit, Put Your Hand in the Hand, $1 million hit on that one. He later joined the Canadian band Red Rider, another amazing Canadian band with Tom Cochrane, and the huge hit Lunatic Fringe. He played bass on that one. So he did okay for himself, but he was the original bassist for Rush. The original drummer, as I mentioned, was John Rutsey. He was an important part of the band. He was not only the lyricist, he was the one that kept the band together. He insisted that they practice. They practice in his parents' basement. His brother came up with the name Rush. But he also wanted them to be a glam band at first. So they wore flashy jackets and pants and 8-inch high-heeled shoes and everything else. And his brother Bill, as I said, was the one that came up with the name. After the release of their debut album, one of my favorite albums by the band, still to this day my favorite album, he didn't want to tour. John Rutsey. He was also having health problems with diabetes, and disliked the way the band's direction wanted to go. Alex and Geddy wanted to experiment with their music. He wanted to stay, the Led Zeppelin, the Cream style music that they were playing. So he left the band. Um, Alex and Geddy recruited Neil Peart, and the rest is history, so they say. Um, Unfortunately, John Rutsey passed away in 2008 from complications of diabetes. Had a heart attack in 2008. There was, when you read up on it, Alex Lifeson would see him once in a while out on the streets, kind of passing by. They kind of lost touch, unfortunately, and ended up that he unfortunately passed away. Didn't take care of his health, I guess. So again, their first album, remarkable stuff. There's John Rutsey there, and very glam-looking Alex Lifeson and Geddy Lee. But hard and heavy album. Again, Led Zeppelin style, Cream style. You've got the heavy Working Man on there. Finding My Way, love that track. I love all the tracks on this one. Need Some Love, Take a Friend, Here Again, What You're Doing, big hit again. In the Mood, Before and After, and of course, 7-minute and 10-second Working Man. So pretty cool that their debut album had a 7-minute song on it as well. But great, great album. Great album. That would be released in 1974. After Neil Peart joined and John Rutsey left, they began to mold a progressive style of rock, and Neil Peart became the main main songwriter, and his lyrics were so deep and prolific. He spoke of trees and Lord of the Rings style writing, and just remarkable stuff. Their second album, Fly By Night, released in 1975. First again to feature Neil Peart on drums and the main lyricist. You got Anthem, Best I Can, Beneath, Between, and Behind. Bytor and the Snow Dog. Again, there's the different lyrics style talking about mythical creatures. Fly By Night, one of my favorite songs. Making Memories, Rivendell, again, a reference to Lord of the Rings, and In the End. Amazing album, amazing album. That would be their second album, released in 1975. Their third album, Caress of Steel, by Rush. It would be their move from more blues-based rock to progressive, and their molding of progressive. But on here, you've got The Necromancer, heavy, heavy track. The Fountain of Lamneth, again, just going deep into mythical stuff. And Lakeside Park, again, one of my favorites. Bastille Day, just remarkable, remarkable stuff. And these are all remastered CDs. I'm gonna sneeze. 2012 saw them become an opus of a band, with the one side being the complete side of 2012. About a mythical star type of planet being ruled by these rulers, and being controlled, the people being controlled by these rulers, and the trying of the overtaking of these rulers. Just a remarkable story from start to finish. Remarkable stuff. 2012. It would be their fourth album, released in 1976. And I also have a in-concert version of this one, recorded in Kiev on purple vinyl. and an album version of it as well. So one of my favorite albums by the band. I'm missing their fifth album, Farewell to Kings. Kicked my butt for that one. And then I think before Farewell to Kings, or maybe around that time, they put out this amazing live album, All the World's a Stage. And this one does feature 2112 on it. Also Lakeside Park, Bastille Day, Anthem, Fly By Night, In the Mood from their first album, Something for Nothing, By Tor and the Snow Dog, In the End, Working Man, Finding My Way from their first album, and What You're Doing from their first album as well. So really, really good stuff. This one was released in 1976. Then you have Hemispheres. Hemispheres, the sixth album by the band, released in 1978. This was the album that they finally broke into the UK market with. It's got La Villa Strangiato. If you don't know, and you don't think that Alex Lifeson can play guitar, and you don't know his playing style, go to YouTube, go to any reaction video, and watch La Villa Strangiato. And I'm probably screwing that name up, but watch his performance on there. It's his song, really. It's about dreams, and his remarkable guitar work. He's just so underrated, but amazing, amazing album. I also have it on vinyl. Now the cover is a little messed up with the tear here, but the vinyl itself is in great shape. Happy to have this on vinyl. One day I'll find a better copy. But again, 1978 release on the sixth album. Permanent Waves. Permanent Waves is the seventh album by the band, released in 1980. You got Spirit of Radio, big radio hit on that one. Free Will, amazing stuff. Jacob's Ladder, Entre Nous, Different Strings, and Natural Science. Natural Science is a remarkable song. These guys are so good, so good. And then you've got probably their most commercially successful album, Moving Pictures. From start to finish, every song is amazing. It's on the Black Anthem label, which you don't see too often as well. But Moving Pictures, the eighth album by the band, released in 1981. You got Tom Sawyer, Red Barchetta, XYZ, another example of the power of these guys playing. If you go to YouTube and watch the concert in Rio, where the crowd is actually jumping and singing along to a instrumental song, and XYZ, or sorry, yeah, XYZ, YYZ, XYZ, that's early, YYZ, just remarkable stuff. Limelight, The Camera Eye, Witch Hunt, Deep Dark Stuff, and Vital Signs. Amazing, amazing song. YYZ, not XYZ. YYZ. Jeez. I'm missing the ninth album, Singles, or Signals. Man, I'm messing up my words today. Signals, the ninth album, released in 1982. The 10th album, Grace Under Pressure, released in 1984, the 10th studio album by the band. You got Distant Early Warning, cool track. After Image, Red Sector A, The Enemy Within, The Body Electric, Kids Gloves, Red Lens, and Between the Wheels. Awesome, awesome stuff. I'm missing Power Windows. Man, I'm missing a lot of stuff. This is the 11th album, released in 1985. And you've got Hold Your Fire is the 12th album released in 1987. Great album. You've got Force 10, Time Stands Still, big hit with Amy Mann, featuring one of the only songs that I can think of that has a guest performer and a guest female performer. So Time Stands Still, awesome stuff. And Open Secrets, Second Nature, Prime Mover, Lock and Key, Mission, Turn the Page, Tai Shan, and High Water. Remarkable stuff. From this awesome box set, the 13th studio album, Presto. Love that cover. Released in 1989. Show Don't Tell, big hit for them guys. Chain Lightning, The Past, War Paint, Scars, Presto, Superconductor, another great track. Anagram, Red Tide, sorry. Hand Over Fist, and Available Light. Love it. That was the 13th album. Then you have Counterparts. Where's Counterparts here? There it is. Counterparts, the 15th album by the band, released in 1993. Yeah, awesome stuff. Then you got Test for Echo, 16th album, released in 1996. They did an homage to their favorite bands in this box set. This is Feedback, it's called. So they do a tribute to Summertime Blues, Heart Full of Soul, For What It's Worth, The Seeker, Mr. Soul, 7 and 7 Is, Shape of Things, and Crossroads. Really, really good compilation album, I guess, or a tribute album to their favorite bands and artists. And then you got Vapor Trails. This is a remixed version. Vapor Trails would be the 17th studio album released in 2002. Then you have I'm missing Roll the Bones. Where's Roll the Bones fit in? I'm missing Roll the Bones. How come I'm missing Roll the Bones here? Roll the Bones. The 14th album. Wow, I missed it somehow. I didn't write it in. Oh, sorry, I do have it in here. Man, it's early, as I said. 14th studio album, Roll the Bones, released in 1991. It's got that great rapping song, the title track, Roll the Bones. I've got it in the box set, and I also have it on single CD as well. And finally, secondly, Snakes and Arrows. It's a fine album. I love this one. 18th album released in 2007. Also part of that box set. And their final studio album, which is kind of a sad thing to talk about, but it would also be the final appearance of Neil Peart on here, but remarkable. It's Clockwork Angels. And again, watch the version of The Garden, their live version of The Garden. Just amazing performance. their last song on the album, their last song ever as a band, The Garden. It's on this album here, Clockwork Angels. So yeah, Rush, a remarkable band. 24 gold records, 14 platinum records, placing them 5th behind the Beatles, the Stones, Kiss, and Aerosmith. So pretty good company for the most consistent gold and platinum studio albums by a rock band in the States. So they're pretty up there with some pretty high company. They released 19 studio albums, 17 live albums, 13 video albums, and 11 compilation albums. They've sold 25 million albums in the US and 40 million worldwide. And all this from humble beginnings in a Toronto basement in 1968. Pretty remarkable stuff. So there you have it. There's a look at Rush, one of my favorite bands. Still missing a couple of albums that I need to get, but I have a good chunk of their discography for sure as far as their studio albums. And if you don't know Rush, check them out. I would recommend perhaps their earlier stuff, Fly By Night, Spirit of Radio, and Moving Pictures. Maybe even their first album. If you get into Caress of Steel and that type of thing, it may be a little too much in the beginning, but yeah, amazing band. So there you have it, guys. There's a look at Rush. Have yourself a wonderful day. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye now.